There's a cost of living crisis going on. UK living standards are predicted to fall at the fastest rate since records began. Whilst the Chancellor has recently implemented some support to help ease this pressure, this has been accompanied by a large rise in national insurance contributions, which disproportionately hurts workers. But what if there were a solution? Take a look at this graph. It shows the entire distribution of wealth within the UK, from the poorest 10% to the richest. Note the median individual, with a wealth of around £100,000. Looking at just the top 10%, we can see they have significantly greater levels of wealth. This is made up mostly by the businesses these wealthy individuals own, as well as things like houses, cars, and savings. This high level of wealth inequality has been a long time coming. After the 2008 financial crisis, the Bank of England slashed interest rates in an attempt to stimulate the economy. But this also made it easier for people to buy assets, like housing. As a result, since 2009, house prices in the UK have continued to grow at a rapid rate, serving to make those who own them only richer. This trend has only continued during the pandemic years, only worsening wealth inequality. At the same time, nearly 9 million of those with the least wealth had to borrow more than usual to make ends meet during the pandemic. To fix this, the government could introduce a one-off wealth tax. Let's look at just the richest 10% to see the effects of such a tax. A one-off wealth tax of just 5% on all wealth above £2 million could raise 80 billion. Lower the threshold to 1 million and a one-off wealth tax could raise 146 billion, affecting just the wealthiest 6%. To put that into perspective, that's enough to delay the recent rise in national insurance contributions for around 13 years, or enough money to provide each UK household with over £5,000 to help people deal with the current high living costs. Some have feared that such a tax would simply lead to wealthy individuals moving abroad to avoid paying. But even if they moved away, individuals who had been UK residents at or shortly before the announcement of the wealth tax would still be covered. Another worry is that some people who, despite owning large amounts of wealth, such as in the form of property, do not have enough income to pay the tax. But for these people, the tax could be paid in instalments with an option to defer payments until they could find the necessary money to pay the tax. Given the rapidly rising cost of living, such a one-off wealth tax starts to make perfect sense.